Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Monday, the first day of January of our new civil year, 2024. It is the 8th day of Christmas, the octave day of Christmas. It is also the day in which we honor Mary, the Mother of God. So there's a whole bunch of things that happen on this New Year's Day. So Happy New Year to everyone who listens to this reflection, and to everyone in your lives and in your families. Coming to you still from New York City, where it's a very quiet financial district Monday morning, unlike perhaps tomorrow will be, or even next Monday. Remember, we have only passed the halfway mark overnight in our Christmas celebrations. We still have an entire week to go. So we will end Christmas officially, our Christmas celebration officially on Monday the 8th. And so I am in City Hall Park right there, and there's City Hall right behind the Croson Fountain, I think it's the name of it, right behind us there. But behind me over here rises the wonderful Woolworth Tower, and it's of its 19th century glory. Again, Woolworths, it's like the drugstore kind of company. Again, at one time, was this mighty business, and the great tower that still bears its name is a part of this the financial district here in Lower Manhattan. But today we honor Mary because, again, on this day, it was also remember Jesus' circumcision. But again, it's like that pales in comparison to the fact that Mary said yes and basically works to bring God's promises to fulfillment, to God's plan to fulfillment. And so we honor her today in this very special way, especially as we begin a new civil year. Remember, our new year began on December the 3rd, but again, now we also recognize the fact that the world also has a new year in 2020, being 2024 today. This is one of the most ancient of the celebrations in the church's calendar, and its calendar of celebrations, and so it has a great standing and a great tradition, within our church to honor Mary and her yes, a simple yes that basically changed the course of human history. And so our readings for today, again, this is a higher feast day even than yesterday was for the Holy Family, and so we have 3 readings today. The first reading is the Franciscan blessing. Actually, it's the Deuteronomic blessing from the book of Deuteronomy, but Francis took it over. So may the Lord bless you and keep you, face shine upon you, be gracious to you, give you peace. Again, a wonderful way to begin, not just a new year, but to also remember the Mother of God, because that is what the birth of Christ does. It gives that blessing fulfillment. It gives that blessing a promise and reality. It gives that blessing a truth and a validity, because this is what God does in bringing the Messiah into this world, and what Mary does in bearing him. The second reading, I forget what it is. It is, I forget what letter it's from, but it is about God being born, the Son of Man being born, the Messiah being born, not from some kind of special magical incantation, but in the way that all of us are born. And again, that raising our, human dignity up to a level that is incomparable. And we have to remember that God becoming one like us gives us a dignity, beyond compare. And we need to live out of that dignity and not reduce that dignity, to all the things that can be wrong with us as human beings. And then the gospel for today from Luke is really the Mass at dawn reading. If we do all 4 masses properly for Christmas Day, there are 4 different masses with 4 different readings that carry the nativity narrative, to its fulfillment. And so this is the shepherds going to visit Mary and praising God, and going back to their fields and to their people, praising God and saying that the Messiah has come, and Mary pondering all of these things in her heart. And then it concludes with Jesus' circumcision. So it has to be added in somehow. And so that on the 8th day, to fulfill the law, Jesus is circumcised. But it's the idea of Mary pondering all of these things, again, still not fully aware of what all of this means, and yet trusting in God to lead her through it, to lead her to the promises that God says are possible if you dare to believe. Again, what Elizabeth recognizes in her as the one who believed that God promises would be fulfilled. She now ponders this and wonders, again, where all of this will lead. Not with fear, not with trembling, not perhaps with doubt, in as much as it is the sense of trust. That again, God knows what God is doing, even in the midst of all of these things that may seem to go every which way and all over the place. We are asked to trust in the same way. And as we reach this halfway point of our own Christmas celebrations, how do we continue to trust that God knows what God is doing, and that God will lead us who dare to say yes in the same way that Mary did to the fulfillment of God's promises. A blessed and wonderful 2024, St. Francis and people of God, a blessed and wonderful continued Christmas season. May the Lord give you his peace.